Today we want to deal with a very important topic because with an estimated 84 to 85% of the world's population identifying with a religious group or holds some form of religious belief, it's known that 80 to 90% of individuals in many countries pray regularly, while in others the percentage might be a little bit lower. How can we substantiate the effectiveness of prayer as a causative agent in effecting and affecting real-world outcomes? Are powerful prayers still being done today? How do we measure the effectiveness of prayer and know that really this is effective to continue? Individuals affiliated with major world religions such as Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Judaism, and others, as well as those who identify with indigenous or traditional belief systems, swear that prayers are answered. But the world is in trouble. Wars have been all over the earth from ancient times. Is it true that praying is not working? There is an alternative praying model that has been forgotten and ignored, hence the small percentage of successful prayers that becomes answered prayers. Despite all that, it is clear that we need to explore how one can enhance the effectiveness of prayer so it becomes a causative agent affecting your personal individual outcomes and world outcomes to satisfy your needs, even our wishes, and where no is not accepted as an answer to prayer. There are two ways or two models that we can look at in terms of prayer. Number one, the external model of prayer, which is common practice all over the earth, where reliance on transcendent is emphasized, where supplication is given to an external force, where religious and spiritual frameworks frame that which you can pray and to that which you can send your wishes. All these models excludes the ancestral reverence because the ancestors are in you by bloodline, by totems, and by memory. So ancestor worship is not an external model of prayer. So we come to the second one, which is internal model of prayer. Let's look at internal model of prayer because we know it is effective and efficient. It has bred success. Why and how? Because it has the history of success in the creation of the universe and also in the sustenance of life itself. This is a prayer by your soul, your divine spark. It came to us via the gods because the gods are the bridge where our souls come into this dimension, because the teaching that the kingdom of heaven is within you, whosoever shall know himself shall find it, points to us the power of the divine spark. Therefore, if we involve the divine spark as a tool in our prayer other than our brain, our heart, our guts, it is very clear that we would have transcended into the zone where we can release the power to change any outcome via the prayers given by our souls. So internal prayers, these are mindful contemplation and reflections. This model focuses on introspection, self-awareness, and personal growth. Rather than addressing and directing prayers externally, it emphasizes internal and self-reflection via concentration and contemplation as a means of personal development in finding solutions to problems. Self-directed positive affirmations, rather than appealing to an external deity, individuals in this model engage in affirmations, visualization, or daydreaming imaginations, which are all aimed at enhancing their own mental, emotional, or physical state and receiving answers, because the divine spark, the soul, is also an aspect of creativity. Proof for this internal model, its effectiveness, comes from the scientific as well as cosmo-historical. We shall concentrate much on cosmo-historical, but now let's look at the scientific. The neuroscientific evidence from some studies, there is suggestions that intense concentration, visualization, and positive affirmations induce changes in the brain and its activity, impacting mental health and the well-being, proponents of this model argue that this physiological evidence supports the effectiveness of internal prayer practices, which is concentration, intense concentration, visualization, and affirmations. Then focus on individual agency. Philosophical arguments center on human autonomy and free will and free will agents, suggesting that internal prayer practices empower individuals by emphasizing self-reflection and personal development without reliance on external entities, which is like the real purpose why we are on earth. So the two functions of brain scans that were done in some research using a baseline and a prayer scan shows that the one done while someone was concentrating showed a different pattern of metabolic activity. This shows that the meditation and the intense concentration doesn't affect our minds. It changes the way the brain works. This was quoted and written by Michael Baine, who said that. But let's look at the cosmohistoric and let's study how the gods through which our souls are connected to us pray and could pray. First and foremost, we like to look at the god Ptah, who is also an ancient architect and craftsman of the universe, one of the greatest divinities or gods. Ptah was an important deity in ancient Kemet, credited with creating the world, protecting the royal family, and listening to prayers. Very important, listening to prayers. So these prayers are coming from the soul that is connected to Ptah. He was a symbol of creation. And as a creator deity, he was a maker of all living things in the universe. That divine spark and the divine spark in him can be synchronized and be connected across dimensions. He was associated with fine metalwork and craftsmanship. So inventions and all craftsmanship can be connected to Ptah, and you can be enhanced and have your prayers answered by Ptah. Ptah symbolized divine rule and was closely linked to the royal family, if they can only do ma'at. Ptah was often depicted with the three symbols: the waze, scepter, the ankh, and the jade pillar, which represents Ptah's creativity, power, and stability. These are dimensions, represents dimension, infinite dimensions locked into our earth. So that's very, very important. The Shabaka stone, inscribed on a tablet known as the Memphite theology, transcribed by Shabaka, the king who ruled Kemet in the whole of Africa 688 to 712 BCE, with reference that it was copied from earlier and older sources. He prays and thanks the divinities for inspiring him to do that, to transcribe it on this stone. It says about Ptah, he who existed in the beginning and caused everything to come into being, referring to Ptah as one of the primary forces behind creation. Here is what Ptah says: what I created with my mouth, the gods and men alike live by. For I, Ptah, am the master architect who created the gods. Ptah is referring to his creative power through the spoken word inside him, or that emerged from him. This is Ptah. Don't look to other images that are being crafted today. This direct quotation from the Memphite theology regarding Ptah creating through his heart and tongue goes this way: thus it was spoken from my mouth, from my own mouth, which came into being through the words that God spoke with his mouth. This line signifies that Ptah's creative act involved the use of his mouth and words, emphasizing the power of divine speech or thought in the act of creation. Let's look at another example from the book of Coming Forth by Te Pautremahore. O guardians of the gates, hear my voice. I am Kupela, the sun rising in its glory. Make way for me, for I come in truth and purity. Listen to this one. I command the gates to open and allow my passage. You can consider the gates to be the challenges of life, to be issues that you want to be resolved. These prayers are more than affirmative actions. Let's go and look for excerpt from an ancient Hamitic protection spell. Great deity, you can name the deity. I, you can name yourself. Invoke your power and name you name the deity. Surround me, you can name yourself, with your shield of protection. Let no harm or malevolent force come near me. By your authority, I am safeguarded and defended. So you are taking any journey, you are going on a journey, you are driving, you are flying, or you are walking, or you are running. You can say, by your authority, you name the God. I, you name yourself, am safeguarded and defended. That's internal prayer, internalized prayer. From the pyramid text, we learn the following. O gods of the sky, from other dimensions, heed my words. Heed my words. You are commanding them. I stand righteous and pure. If you are not righteous and pure, the unrighteous and the impure gods will heed your words, because your aura that covers you indicates the connectivity of the frequency that you should connect without subconsciously knowing it, but by your intention. By the decree of Maat, I demand passage through these celestial gates. Clear the path for me, for I am blameless and seek entry. This is what you will do in mysteries when you pass on. So we've got another one here. Praise to the Aku, the blessed dead. These are righteous ancestors. Hail the shining ones, my ancestors. They are inside your body. You have gone before me. I thank you for who I am and who I will become. I'll become a success. I'll become a multimillionaire. I'll become a healthy person. That's what you say. Praise to the Aku, faithful companions. They are with you, standing in both worlds, both in this world and in the other dimensions. Your wisdom guides me if I but ask. So you have to ask them if you want. That's the alternative you have with ancestral reverence. You can ask them, or you can demand yourself to receive what you want from the cosmos created by the divinities. So we've answered what is prayer. Prayer are words that cast spells. Like, I give the order that my health be restored today. I give order that I be successful. I command, I demand, dinoraira, nyala. So you go and specify what you demand. So let's give an example so that we simplify everything. Here is an English sentence. I demand that this evil pass away. Naomba ovu huu upite. Na mo achoka ajo omume agafe. Ke batla hore bubi bonabo fete. Ndinoraira kuti chakaipa ichi chipfure. Mo bere peki ibi yiyi koja lo. Nyala ukuti lo bububi budlule masinyane. So this is the prayer from inside and from within. So you have to choose the best and practice it. Whether you want to choose the power within, in which you can also speak the name of the dead, which is to make them live again. Why? So that they can answer your prayers from within. You can also understand this by knowing that the world in yourself, you should never look for yourself in the world outside. For this would be to project your illusion. That's what you can understand. You have to master to evoke, not invoke prayer, for a better prayer life, to witness power of prayer and real miracles. Alternative praying is effective, but you have to use it for good. Otherwise, Isfet will cause you to lose your soul, because Isfet opposes Ma'at. In Ma'at, you know very well that you say, I will not do wrong. I will not steal. I will not waste food. And if you want to project what you have done already, you will say, I have not stolen. I have not killed. So I want to leave this section with a very good one. I will not act against my ancestors. The other one says, I have not committed treason against my ancestors. I will not do evil. You see, this is prayer. And that which you command will come to pass. So alternative praying is the way to go if you are wide awake. And if you have got the knowledge about the divinities, the knowledge about the ancestors, righteous ancestors, and the knowledge about your divine spark that is inside you. To learn more about these matters, you can subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Iburu Ethics. You can like our channel. You can also share this channel with as many people as possible. You can make a comment and leave a comment. And you can as well send us an email at joinmarifado.com. This is your manager to people saying alternative prayer using the internal prayer model is the way to go. Amen. 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 Ra.